I'm with Mike Eldred from the Fender Custom Shop. He's in charge of the Fender Custom Shop. What are you doing in England? How come you found yourself here?
We're doing these things what we call road shows, where we go around with a master builder and myself, and we partner with dealers, and we find a venue, and we get people together, consumers, customers together, and they come out, and we kind of go through and tell everybody what we do, why we do it, which is, you know, a lot of people don't get to see that, you know what I mean? It's always, you get little snippets from, you know, press stuff, or you get stuff on the website or whatever. So we're really trying to be intentional about getting out and getting as close to the customer as possible, and, you know, discussing why we do what we do, and showing them how we do certain things, and then answering questions. And that's really kind of the biggest part of the whole deal for me.
It's weird because people seem to be as much fans of the guitars as they are of the people who play them.
Yeah, I mean, even in the shop, I mean, we sit around and, you know, Dale or you know, Yuri or Dennis, one of the other master builders, they'll make a guitar, and it's like you walk by and you pick it up and you go, wow, this is like, it's really, really cool, you know. And then, you know, every once in a while I get to go out there and cut wood and stuff, and I really enjoy that, you know, when I get to do it, and, you know, or to come up with a new design, or to come up with, you know, a new part of our custom collection, what we do, you know, every year. We release that in January, and so when you get to kind of, well, what should we do? It's exciting, you know, and it's like, you know, people, they really like what we do, and we're very appreciative of that, and it's fun. It's a great job. It's a great place to work. And
the success of the custom shop, do you think it took Fender by surprise? Because you're probably the size of the fourth or fifth largest guitar maker in the States.
Yeah, I think, you know, when Bill Schultz started it in 1986, you know, it was kind of a response to, you know, a lot of other small custom makers like Charvel, where I came from, and Schecter, and you know, Mighty Mite, and some of these other small companies who were making bodies and necks and allowing people to customize guitars. I think that Bill thought, well, I want to get into that game too, and I don't want them buying a copy of a Fender, I want them buying a real Fender. And when he opened that up, it was more so for artists and for like an R&D facility. And when they did that, immediately it kind of blew up, and everybody wanted the guitars. And so,
has the Relic Phenomenon, which when it started, a lot of people really taken by surprise. Some of us got into it straight away, but others didn't get it. But it's been so successul for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when we first started doing the Relics, I mean, a lot of people think that Keith Richards was the first guy to get a Relic, and he wasn't. It was Don Was. He had a bass that he wanted made, and we made him a bass that looked like an old one, and he still has the bass. I talked to him the other day, but when we started doing it, because we were so busy, we farmed that out, and the vendor who was doing it, we were really kind of, you know, we wanted to kind of have more control of what was going on and stuff, and so, and at that time, 1987 or 1997, 98, the sales started to go down. It went like this, and then it started to go down. And when it started to go down, we thought, well, this is a good time to bring it in, and we can have a little more control over it and focus it, you know, which is a lot of what I talk about at these road shows, is how we focus this lens of the custom shop, and that was one aspect of it. And when we brought it in, we really looked at it and said, okay, we want to add a bunch more integrity to it. So we did everything exact. We started knocking off specific year guitars, because if you do a 1960 Strat, you kind of got poetic license to do a lot of, a 1960 Strat and a 1969 Strat are both in the 60s, but they're completely different guitars. So, you know, this allowed us to really kind of focus things in, really build the integrity up, and really push ourselves. You know, we put the little screw holes from the original steel templates. We put the nail holes on the tellies. We put the little halo behind the pickguard on the telly. We do everything like that. The right truss rod, which you wouldn't even know unless you cut it in half. So once we started doing that, I think that almost by you know, osmosis, the customer picks up on that. You know, the player picks up on that. When you see somebody building something, and you can tell that they really care about what they're doing, and then all of a sudden this guitar takes on this whole thing, and when you pick it up and play it, you go, wow, this is something special. And I think that that's really kind of what our success has been, because the customer, they're not stupid. They feel it, they see it, and hear it.
Do you find that you are mainly making the big four, the Strat, the Tele, the P-Bass, and the Jazz?
It's kind of it's weird. It's like a two-edged sword in a custom shop, because we have to maintain this vintage history and legacy that we have. And so we're very, very cognizant about that, and we're very focused on that. And then we also have to push the boundaries of design and pickup design, electronics, different woods, wiring, everything like that. You know, how a guitar plays, how it functions for a player, because we're really geared towards a professional type player. You know, John Mayer, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Robert Cray, all get their guitars built there. So there's that aspect of it, but then the other side of it is that we're kind of also reactionary. You know, when we have somebody orders a guitar from us, we have to build what they ask for. So a lot of people ask for vintage style relics. When we do the custom collection, we get to come back and push back with, okay, here's a new body design, or here's a new, you know, twist on a Telecaster, like a Carbonita, you know, which is a little different than a Telecaster, but it's still part of the Telecaster family. So there's a whole bunch going on there, but you got to realize that we're reactionary, because people are ordering guitars from us all the time. We're back ordered all the time, so we have to respond to that, and then we also have to push.
Yeah. It's very hard to improve on this design, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. I was talking to somebody, and you know, this is a Stratocaster, and I had a guy come up to us. He sent me it was on a forum or something, and he said, you know, it's a Stratocaster that you guys came out in 1954. Why don't you change that? Why don't you do something new? And I sent him a picture of a violin, and I said, yeah, I was asking these guys the same thing, you know. It's kind of different. Why would you change that? I mean, a Strat is a Strat, a Tele is a Tele. There's not really, what are you going to do to move the horn so it goes like this now? It doesn't make sense, you know.
What's the weirdest thing in your time that you've been asked to make?
Oh man, there's so much crazy stuff. We had a contest with a guitar magazine in the States, and they sent out a thing, and they said, hey, design a Stratocaster, and we're going to send it to the master builders, and they're going to pick who wins, and whoever wins gets to come out to the custom shop and get their design made. Well, that all sounds great, but this guy made this guitar, and it was like, he had this drawing of it, and it's like, okay, what that, and we all looked at it and go, well, that's the coolest one, let's pick that one. So we picked that one, and then we had a guy come out and started looking at the thing, and it was a Stratocaster, and this is on our website. You can see the video of this guitar being made on FenderCustomShop.com in the video section. And the guitar is aluminum, and then it has plexiglass chambers on it, and each one of the chambers is filled full of liquid and oil. So when the guitar moves, all that stuff moves, and they're all different colors. Well, that's neat, but you had to make everything from scratch. We had to hand pound the body out of a sheet of aluminum, and then make the Lexan panels and all that stuff. And we have a guy at the custom shop I call our Uber builder, and it's Scott Buell. And Scott Buell did this guitar by himself, and it's just, you have to look at the video because it'll blow your mind. Every time I look at the video, I just go, man, I shake my head, because that was probably the weirdest thing, you know.
Mike, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for everybody who really pays attention to what we do. We're humbled, we're honored, and you know, I mean, that's one of the things about working at the Fender Custom Shop, and I tell everybody there that you don't have a job at Fender, you have a responsibility. And so that's really, I think, reflected in what we do, and we're just really grateful that people really pick up on what we're doing. So thank you for taking the time, too.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So you're one of the newest master builders.
Yes.
How do you become a master builder? What makes you a master builder?
You work under different master builders and apprentice for as long as it takes, and eventually start building guitars of your own, and submit them for review, and for and put them inside of a show or some kind of a trade show, or this being the NAMM show. So, and then see what the response is to the guitars that are made, and after however long it takes, or however many years, if you know, if you're able to build a guitar that's up to snuff, or you know, that's desirable, then they invite you to become a master builder. So yeah.
So the thing you have in your hand is a very interesting looking mahogany Telecaster. Tell us something about this.
This is a guitar that I built for last year's NAMM show, and it's kind of a Les Paul Junior and a Telecaster smashed together. It's got a TV yellow finish, a BG 1400, a P90 in the front, and it's just a beautiful guitar. It has a mahogany neck, mahogany body, and it just sounds wonderful, I think.
I can tell it sounds wonderful, and I've never played it.
And it looks nice too.
It does. It does. So, what's the difference between a master-built Telecaster and a team-built Telecaster? What's your involvement that makes one master-built and the other one team-built?
I think a master builder walks with the customer through the whole workings of the guitar, and a master builder also spends more time. Attention to detail is where it's all at, you know, and a master builder also sees the guitar all the way through from beginning to end to make sure that it's what the customer is asking for. So
when do you choose the woods, or are there body blanks and neck blanks there, and you take them off? Yeah,
most definitely. We choose the woods, and we choose everything specifically, even how the guitar is relic, if it's a relic, or how the roll feels on the fretboard. So yeah. So
each master builder will have his own preferences on what makes a great Fender, and he'll bring that to the table. Definitely.
And I think customers actually will look for, you know, a certain master builder according to what they want out of their instrument.
So what do you like in a Fender?
I like a traditional Fender, but I also like a Fender that's kind of something like this, that's kind of out of the norm, you know. Like a 51 Nocaster, they're just incredible sounding guitars, but then I like to also take them and tweak them a little bit so that they take on a different personality, you know.
The Tele in particular, over its whole life, has been a platform for lots of different tweakings. There's a thin line, there's a rosewood, there's the humbucking versions. It's a great guitar to tinker around with in a tasteful way, isn't it?
It really is. I think a Strat is it's great how it is, but there's only so much you can do with it. Whether it's putting in a different bridge or different frets or whatever. A Telecaster, there's just so many different things you can do to make it sound different and feel different and play different. Yeah.
So, have you got any great designs in your head that you're going to bring to the table fairly soon?
In process, yeah. I'm working on this next coming NAMM show, and we're all working hard to make it a killer NAMM show. So,
any kind of little secrets you can let us into?
Right now, not really. It's kind of one of those things that I'm brainstorming, and I don't want to let anything out before I actually see it come to fruition. You know.
So, have you designed pickups for the custom shop yet, or is that something that's to come?
I actually have like a flat top, tall bobbin Tele pickup, and it's kind of more of a Fat 50s. It's a Fat 50s coil and wound hot, and it kind of I just route the pickup cavity and the pickguard just to accept the pickup, and it sounds really super good in a Telecaster. Really incredible, actually.
Great. Well, welcome to England. Thanks for coming. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.